A couple of years back, my buddies and I had a Minecraft speed building contest to see who can build an iconic Nintendo location within 1 hour. This one is pretty awesome and recognizable. This one is great as well and pretty iconic. And this is what I built. Can you guess it? Yeah, I don't blame you. Building was never my forte, so I'm gonna go back to gathering, cooking, and eating with Minecraft Gather, Cook, and Eat. Minecraft Gather, Cook, Eat by Tara Theoharis is the official cookbook that lets you bring a touch of Minecraft into the kitchen. Now there's already an unofficial Minecrafters cookbook that came out 5 years ago, and guess what? That was written by Tara as well, so I'd like to think of this as the upgraded sequel. I want to give a big thank you to Inside Editions for sending me this review copy. Now I know you guys in the comments often suggest for me to do unofficial cookbooks, but I really love how much more immersive official cookbooks feel. This cookbook has the official Mojang seal of approval, and it's awesome to see the game-related images and icons scattered throughout the book. The 40+ recipes in the Minecraft cookbook are inspired by the game's biomes, monsters, and of course, food items. I think it's really unique how each recipe is categorized by a specific Minecraft playstyle. For example, fighter recipes reference the game's mobs and bosses, nurturer recipes are on the healthy side, builder recipes require a good amount of assembly, explorer recipes evoke the great outdoors, inventor recipes are uniquely complex, and advancement hunter recipes are rewardingly challenging. Each recipe comes with a short flavor text as well as some cooking info. I love how Minecraft icons are used in these sections. Even the button style of the difficulty and the usage of that Minecraft pixel font show that attention to detail to tie the book's visual to the game. That pixel style even extends to the cover, and I love how there's a giant glossy pixel cake in the middle surrounded by embossed pixel squares. Loving the design. While we're talking about visuals, the recipes in this cookbook look really cool. They all look vibrant and very interestingly plated. I especially love the vivid colors in the desserts and how they incorporate Minecraft's blocky aesthetic. Not all of the recipes have photos though, and I wish they did, since the recipes all sound pretty delicious and imaginative. Imagination is the key, but eating is our destiny. I'm gonna make 3 dishes from the Minecraft cookbook, so let's go gather, cook, eat. But to get something scrumptious, we might have to make something suspicious. And what's more suspicious than this suspicious stew? In a large stock pot or Dutch oven, heat up a tablespoon of canola oil in medium-high heat. When that's heated up, add in 1 diced up yellow onion and fry that up for about 6 minutes until the onions are soft. Then add in 8 ounces of brown and white mushrooms that are cut in half, 3 diced up gold potatoes, 1 diced carrot, and 4 minced cloves of garlic. Continue to cook for another couple of minutes. Then it's time to bathe these veggies with 4 cups of vegetable broth, 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and also add in half a cup of brown lentils that have already been rinsed. Stir these all together, then up the heat to high to get the stew boiling. Once it's boiling, reduce the heat to medium and let this suspiciously simmer while covered for 20 minutes. Let's check out what's going on under there. Looking good. Give it a taste and add in some salt and pepper to season it to your liking. The last step is to add a cup of chopped packed greens of your choice. I'm going with arugula because I have a lot of it in the fridge. Continue to let this simmer for 5 minutes until the greens are wilted but still vibrant. Super quick, super easy. This stew is suspicious. Hope it's delicious. You know what's not suspicious? Mushrooms. Yeah, the thought of a cow and mushroom hybrid might sound weird at first, but if you think about it, beef and mushrooms go oh so well together, and hopefully these Mooshroom burgers will be no exception. Starting with a patty, in a bowl mix together 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef, 1 teaspoon of truffle salt, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Super simple, meaty mixture. Divide this up into 4 patties and we're gonna cook these up in a bit. Okay, we got the moo, now let's get the shrooms. Melt 3 tablespoons of salted butter in a skillet over medium-high heat, then add in 8 ounces of assorted mushrooms that have been stemmed and sliced. Also add in half a small yellow onion that are thinly sliced, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, a dash of kosher salt, and a dash of black pepper. Let these cook for 7 to 10 minutes until they're soft and brown. These are done, so transfer them to a plate and set them aside. Using the same pan, add in your burger patties and cook these on high heat for 6 to 8 minutes for each side. We're aiming to get the patties with an internal temp of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. In the last minute of cooking, add a slice of Swiss cheese on top and let them melt on the patties. Then remove them from the heat. The last component is our garlic aioli. In a small bowl, combine 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, a dash of kosher salt, and a dash of black pepper. Now let's go into build mode and assemble this burger. Start off with a toasted brioche bun, then spread a layer of that garlic aioli, then a layer of arugula. Lay down your Mooshroom burger with Swiss cheese, then the sauteed mushrooms with onions, and this burger looks amazing and I can't wait to bite into this. Moo. For dessert, we gotta do the cover recipe. The most iconic food item in Minecraft is probably the Minecraft cake, so let's see if this is worth celebrating or if I'll be hating. Starting with a cake base, in a bowl mix together 2.5 cups of flour, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So that's gonna be our dry ingredients. Now in a mixer, beat together a 3/4 cup of room temp unsalted butter with 1.5 cups of sugar until they get light and fluffy. Add 3 room temperature eggs.
Damn it, no! Egg everywhere!
Add 3 room temperature eggs to the sugar, but add them one at a time, mixing fully between each egg. Then mix in 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Then you're going to add in half of the dry ingredients and mix it with wet stuff. Then mix in a 3/4 cup of milk, add in the rest of the dry ingredients and another 3/4 cup of milk and make sure everything is well combined. Pour out this cake batter evenly between 2 greased and floured 8 by 8 inch square pans and bake these in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 to 30 minutes. Then take out the pans and let them cool for 10 minutes before removing the cakes to let them cool completely on a wire rack. While we wait for those to chill, let's make a simple strawberry puree. You just need 2 things, 6 ounces of fresh strawberries and a tablespoon of sugar. Blend this all together until it gets saucy. We're going to use these on our cakes in a bit. Next, the frosting. Back to the mixer, we're beating a cup of unsalted butter until light and fluffy. Then slowly add in 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1/2 cup at a time, making sure each 1/2 cup is fully mixed before you add more. Add in a 1/8 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of vanilla and mix this up for a couple of minutes. We want this to be light, fluffy, and buttercreamy. Put all of this icing in a piping bag and now we're ready for assembly. Place the first cake layer on a plate, then spread on the strawberry puree on top and pipe on a layer or 2 of frosting. Yum. Place the second layer on top. I decided to flip mine so that the flat side is on top, but the cake is kinda slidey right now. In hindsight, maybe I should have trimmed off the curvy top parts of each cake so it's perfectly flat. I've seen some cake videos do that. Use more frosting on top, as well as the top half of the side of the cake and smooth it down as much as you can. Already I'm having some issues with the sides, probably because I didn't trim it flat. Next we're going to need some fondant. I've never worked with fondant before, but according to box instructions, you gotta knead it to soften it up, then roll it out so it can cover the cake, drape it over and smooth it down. And use a pair of scissors or a sharp knife to cut the edges. I tried to get that square pixelated drip like the cookbook, but the parts that I cut out kinda look ugly. It just exposes the ugly sides that I messed up, so you know what? I'm just gonna cut it straight and hide that stuff. For the top, we're gonna cut up some square strawberry slices in different sizes and place them in random spots. This wasn't a piece of cake to make, but hopefully it's worth the bake. We gathered, we cooked, now we eat. Starting off with our sus stew. I'm loving the colors and thickness of the broth, but how does it taste? Pretty good. The potatoes and carrots are perfectly cooked. Those soft and fluffy textures combined with the mushrooms and the nutty earthiness of the lentils make this such a hearty and comforting dish. And that subtle pepperiness of the arugula was a good call and adds a nice green contrast you typically don't find in stews. This dish is perfectly fine without any meat, but if I was going to make this again, I would probably add some beef chunks in there because those are usually my favorite bites when eating stews. This dish is highly customizable, so it would be good to add in what you like and make it your own. Nothing suspicious about it at all. Now, I am dying to bite into this Mooshroom burger. It just looks so good and picturesque, and I hope it tastes just as good. And oh my goodness, this is friggin' delicious. Ultimate umaminess. It's got a wonderful, intensely meaty and savory flavor. I wasn't expecting it, but I think the truffle salt is the star of the show. I initially thought it was just going to be overpriced gimmicky salt that's not going to do much, but in the end, I think it infuses so much mushroom flavor into the burger patty, and of course the balsamic mushrooms and onions just kicks it up another notch. I was also kind of concerned about the garlic aioli at first, since I usually find raw garlic to be too overpowering, but I actually think it works really well in this case, as it gives it a pungency that contrasts nicely with all of the other flavor profiles. I can also see these combination of flavors working really well with really whatever other burger topping you'd like, so feel free to customize it however way you want. Each bite of this burger is just a flavor bomb, and brioche buns are best buns, we all know that. This dish makes me really want to try out all the other meat entrees in the cookbook, that's for sure. But for now, we gotta move on to dessert with a slice of this cake. Crossing my fingers and hoping this looks okay, and it looks not too shabby considering I made it. Definitely not as proportionate as the cookbook's photo. I think I could have used a thicker layer of strawberry puree and buttercream, and I confirmed that when I tasted it. The cake itself is actually pretty good, not too dry and has a nice bounce in texture. Again, I wish I made the puree and the cream layer thicker, but that's because I have the taste buds of a 5-year-old and I love sugary things. I think there's room for improvement in terms of flavor and execution, but as a basic cake recipe, it's pretty simple and easy to follow. Final verdict of the Minecraft Cookbook: simple and fun, cooking for everyone.